Hey friends, welcome to my first episode of the monthly wrap-up of 2025. In case you're new here, my name is Carlos. I'm a professional drone pilot and photographer based here in Southern California. I film everything you see on this channel. Now, this year has been pretty tough for finding sharks. In fact, it's the first time in 5 years I've not seen a great white shark in either January or February, and I didn't see one until late March. But last week, I finally found a white shark. In fact, here's something I don't do very often. Here's me with a great white shark not too far away from me. I was able to film a shark and walk right up to the shore break here and film this shark coming close to shore. That was a trend that I've seen in the last week. A lot of sharks coming in really close into the shallows. This isn't something I do often, but it was a pretty cool payoff for me because I've gone so long without seeing a shark. So with that said, let's get right into this month's episode. I did capture quite a few sharks going into that really shallow water and some pretty amazing clips of it. Let's get right into it. Leopard sharks have become very common right now. They gather in large numbers near shore, where the water is shallow or it's warmer and it's ideal conditions for them to incubate their pups. So you've seen a lot of pregnant leopard sharks in that shallow water. Now, from the air, the view is pretty striking, but it's not uncommon to see another type of shark, the great white. White sharks are drawn to these same coastal areas for similar reasons. But for juvenile white sharks, leopard sharks may also be part of the menu. These younger white sharks are still honing in their hunting skills, and staying close to the leopard sharks gives them a chance to practice. It's in places like this where you often catch a glimpse of a white shark's dorsal fin cutting through the surface. And when they cruise into the shallow areas where leopard sharks gather, the visibility can be so stunning that it's just crystal clear. And then you get a really good view of a great white shark. Look closely and you'll see both a leopard shark and a white shark moving through the shallows in this clip. Now from the air, they're actually pretty easy to tell apart. Leopard sharks have those dark saddle-like spots across their backs. They're much more slender and they have a more curved shape. Whereas the white sharks, even the juveniles, have that stocky build. They have that triangular head and a stark contrast between their gray tops and their white undersides. And of course, the white sharks are significantly larger. Because of La Niña, water temperatures this year have been much colder than normal. In previous years, I could spot great white sharks pretty easily from January through March. But this year, the colder waters seem to have pushed them out of their usual spots. The sharks have been noticeably absent until now. Now they're getting pretty close to shore. The warmer waters in the shallows are a big draw, and for me, filming them in this clear coastal water is a joy, especially after not seeing them for a few months. The biggest question people tend to ask is, are these sharks near shore dangerous? It's a fair question and a natural one, especially given that these sharks do, after all, have sharp teeth. The good news is that most white sharks spotted this time of year are juveniles. Like us, they're creatures of habit. These juveniles typically range between 5 and 9 feet in length, with most of them being around the 8-foot range. They're certainly capable of biting, but overwhelmingly they tend to avoid humans. It is wise to remember, though, that as the year progresses, it's not rare to see much larger sharks in the area. I observed this shark just cruising by the surfers. To many people, this view seems ominous, an ocean predator just a stone's throw away from humans. But this shark was completely indifferent. It stayed in this shallow, small stretch of water all day, barely moving. It was just cruising along in circles there. And when a set of waves rolled in, the sight of a white shark slicing cleanly through them was just mesmerizing. Time and time again, the shark repeated the same pattern. out into the shallows, then back again. From shore, you could see the outline of the great white perfectly framed in the wave. For me, these moments mark the beginning of a new year of searching for great white sharks. It took some time, but eventually another shark appeared. It is rare to see two great white sharks engage with each other past the typical meet and greet. But these two sharks did get extremely close to each other. But as happens most of the time, they go their separate ways. Usually the smaller shark gives way. In this case, both sharks are roughly the same size, and both just went in opposite directions. One went north, the other went south. But take a look at this. Look at the respective dorsal fins. Here's the shark that went north. Notice the dorsal fin. Aside from the minor scars, the dorsal fin is pretty clean, at least from this angle. The other side is a little different. Notice at the base of the dorsal fin, those patches are parasites, known as copepods, and they are common on sharks. But not all copepods look the same. Here's the shark that went south. This one has copepods, but they have a completely different form. These copepods are attached to the edge of the fin and dragged behind. They appear like spikes just hanging behind the dorsal fin. It's pretty intriguing because I see these copepods often, and a lot of people see them as well, and they tend to suggest that they might be injuries or tracking devices or other things. But believe me, they're just parasites. It is believed that these parasites are one of the reasons that these young sharks breach so often here in Southern California. Perhaps it's the way they dislodge them. Okay, so things have picked up in the last few weeks, which is good. I expect to see a lot more sharks as these temperatures slowly go up. I'm off to Baja California for the next couple of weeks to film orcas and hopefully great white sharks. You never know what you're going to see down there. I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to be filming it, so stay tuned for an episode covering that. As always, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching my videos and your comments. Remember, all of this is real content. Nothing is AI created. So make sure you're out there supporting photographers and filmmakers who are doing things in real life. I really appreciate it. I got to go pack for this trip to Baja. In the meantime, you guys have a great month, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.